for the high. Francesca, back to you.
Chesley, thank you. The pandemic has forced many people to cancel vacation plans. Next, the measures cruise ships are taking to ensure safe travels when they set sail again.
Weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people, or are you doing this to make money, or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Cruise lines are still unsure when they'll be able to set sail again, but some companies have new plans for when they do. Let's connect the dots.
The cruise industry is exploring ways to get back on the open water, even as thousands of staff remain trapped on ships where they have been since the pandemic started. Let's connect the dots. The Cruise Line International Association, which reps big names in the industry like Royal Caribbean, Disney, and Carnival, announced there was now a plan for cruise ships to return. The plan includes mandatory testing for everyone, masks, and socially distanced measures. Anyone not agreeing to these measures would now be allowed on board. All U.S. cruises are still on hold under the orders of the CDC. That order expires September 30th, but don't expect to hit the high seas October 1st. Most of the major cruise lines don't plan to return until at least November. And before they can leave a port, they have to prove to the CDC that they have an adequate safety plan. There is another problem. There are almost 10,000 workers still on board cruise ships in just U.S. waters. Globally, that number is close to 300,000. A combination of issues has kept these workers trapped since the pandemic hit. Everything from home countries refusing to let people back in to the cost of arranging travel. This situation has led to lawsuits, protests, and even hunger strikes.
Their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their
Wall Street trying to rebound today. Yesterday's sell-off. Stocks fell sharply. Investors contending with a surge in COVID-19 cases in Europe and a lack of progress on another round of stimulus out of Washington. The Dow closing down 509 points. The Nasdaq and S&P both posting their first 4-day losing streak since February. And Coca-Cola is jumping into the hard seltzer market. The company's CEO says the beverage giant plans to enter the market in the first half of the next year. It will be Coke's first alcoholic beverage since it sold off its wine business in the 1980s. White Claw, made by Mike's Hard Lemonade, and Truly, produced by Boston Beer, are the biggest brands in the fast-growing market. And happening today, Microsoft kicks off pre-orders for the new Xbox Series X and Series S consoles. You can actually purchase at several retailers, including Amazon, Walmart, Best Buy, and Costco. The Series X is priced at $499 and the Series S at $299. Microsoft says supplies are limited and it's not clear how many will be available in the first round of pre-orders. You can also buy them for $24.99 a month through Microsoft's Xbox All Access program. All right, so that does it for 11Alive News at 11:30, but we have much more coming up on 11Alive News at noon, starting right now.
11Alive News at noon starts now.
The GBI investigating 2 officer-involved shootings in just a span of hours. The latest developments on a situation right here in Atlanta that turned deadly. And the fight on Capitol Hill, Republicans backing President Trump's call to quickly replace Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. But do they actually have the numbers to confirm a nomination? And a breakdown of the predicted votes. New guidance reversed. The CDC now in the middle of yet another firestorm as it backtracks on guidance on how the coronavirus spreads, why it's pulling back on an article posted online. A very active scene right now in Cobb County neighborhood. Thank you for being with us. I'm Francesca Amaker. Police say a man has barricaded himself inside of a home after firing several shots. Tracy Emick-Peer joins us now live from the scene on Kinsley Drive. And Tracy, what are police telling you?
Well, right now, the Newcastle neighborhood and the neighborhood behind it, Arthur's Vineyard and East Cobb, are on lockdown. So all entrances are blocked. Now, that means residents can leave, but they can't come back. Now, as far as the incident this morning, here's what we know. Neighbors called 911 at around 5:30 this morning after shots were fired at a home on Kingsley Drive. Now, the Cobb County Police responded and have been here ever since, negotiating with the man who lives there.
Right now, we don't have any injuries reported, and we don't have any reports of anyone else in the home. He is still in the home right now, and we are negotiating, trying to get him to surrender peacefully.
Now, as he said, no one has been injured. Right now, the Cobb County SWAT team and negotiators are still here on the scene. We will be here as well and bring you the latest information as it becomes available.
Tracy, thank you. New developments in a deadly shooting involving an Atlanta police officer. Atlanta police say an officer shot and killed a man outside a Southeast Atlanta apartment complex after he approached her with a gun. Nick Sturdivant has the latest.
What exactly happened before police got here to the Gladstone Apartments last night is still being sorted out.
Officers, along with GBI, will be investigating, trying to figure out the circumstances surrounding that. Again, very tragic.
But we now have a better picture of what happened moments after they arrived. GBI says just before 7:30 last night, a woman called and said that she had been involved in a fight with her husband. When officers arrived, they found the woman and her husband, De'Arian Bell, inside a car. At some point, police say Bell grabbed a gun from the car and got out. Investigators say for more than 10 minutes, Bell held the gun and walked around the area, ignoring warnings from police to put the gun down.
Gun was in the hand and advancing towards that officer, and again had been told numerous times to place that weapon down, but unfortunately he did not, and the officer did discharge a weapon, striking him once in the upper torso.
Bell later died at the hospital. The officer now placed on administrative leave.
From my understanding, she's a relatively new officer, and it takes a lot out of a police officer anytime they're involved in a shooting.
Police say Bell's wife is okay.
Nick, thank you. Now to coronavirus right here in Georgia. The state reported about 1,200 new cases yesterday. 18 to 29-year-olds continue to lead, making up about 22% of the new cases. A slightly positive sign, the number of people who died with the virus has fallen dramatically. The state reporting 2 new deaths yesterday. While that number is typically low coming out of the weekend, it has not been this low in more than a month. Fulton County continues to have the highest number of infections statewide with more than 27,000 confirmed cases. It's why Atlanta's mayor is working with the county to stop the spread of the virus. Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms announcing yesterday a new partnership to expand testing to 20,000 Atlanta residents. In addition to the testing, the nearly $8 million agreement will also hire more than 150 contact tracing support staff.
These flags are indicative not only of the lives lost, but of the families left behind and suffering.
A solemn moment this morning on the National Mall in Washington, D.C. The COVID Memorial Project placing more than 200,000 American flags on the Washington Monument. The flags facing the White House represent the more than 200,000 American lives lost to COVID-19. And as the national numbers climb, the CDC now removing new guidance on how the virus can spread in the air. Hope Ford explains the confusion.
CDC posted guidance on Friday stating the main way the virus is thought to spread is through airborne transmission, even when an infected person breathes. 3 days later on Monday, the CDC rolled back the message, reporting it was an error. Recently, scientific research and the World Health Organization supported the idea that infected aerosol particles can linger in the air for longer than previously thought.
CDC has been slow on this. There's no question. The science has been unequivocal since early February, and every new piece has further supported that airborne transmission is happening.
The confusion in guidance was questioned by some epidemiologists. For instance, Dr. Eric Finkel-Ding, who is a member of the Federation of American Scientists, believes the changing of the language is censorship. Meanwhile, a group demonstrated outside the CDC Monday night, saying the health agency needs more support as the U.S. marks a grim milestone in the death toll, now hitting over 200,000.
We're standing with scientists. We're standing with public health.
The CDC says it will update its guidance very soon. Turning to the NFL, 3 NFL coaches now paying a hefty price for not wearing a mask on the sidelines this weekend. Seattle Seahawks head coach Pete Carroll, Denver Broncos head coach Vic Fangio, and 49ers head coach Kyle Shanahan were each fined $100,000. Their teams were also fined $250,000 by the NFL for violating the league's COVID-19 protocols. Warnings were previously issued in a league-wide memo reminding coaches to cover their faces on the sidelines. Whew, Chesley, $100,000, you got it?
No, but I got some powerful friends with the last name Amaker. I call them up if you need it. We're looking at just a few clouds overhead. They got money, y'all. They got money. We got rain down here. This is Gonzales, Texas, where the tropical depression now Beta continues to move closer to. Now that's between, well, actually closer to San Antonio, along Route 10 here, maybe just off of Route 10. You see that very heavy rain continuing to stream in over toward Houston as well. Flat land out here, folks, so flooding easy, even with the tropical storm. That will continue to slide further off to the north and will bring in some clouds and some rain our way, but not until we get toward the end of the week. Right now you can see inundated parts of Mississippi, Alabama, Arkansas, Louisiana, and also over toward Texas and into Oklahoma as well. For us, we have the sunshine out there right now. Looks good, but it's cool. Temperature is right at 64 degrees for your noon hour. It's cool. Grab a jacket if you're going out, if you're going to stay out anyway. Temperatures will heat up so you can take it off later this afternoon. We're looking at 73 degrees for the afternoon high temperature. That will be quite comfortable for us. Again, clouds will be moving in. No rain expected out of those clouds at all. In fact, I think we'll be mostly cloudy through the overnight, down to 67 degrees by 7 o'clock tonight. And chance of rain is coming our way. I'll let you know exactly when, plus another check on the other storms we have out there in the tropics when we return with the full forecast coming up. Francesca, back to you.
Chesley, thank you. Louisville's police department declaring a state of emergency for its department ahead of the anticipated grand jury decision in the shooting death of Breonna Taylor. Taylor was killed during a police raid 6 months ago. Authorities put up concrete barriers and chain link fences around the city yesterday to help control the large crowds expected to gather. Now, they're also restricting traffic and street parking. The chief of police also canceling all off-day and vacation requests until further notice. The department says it does not know exactly when an announcement will be made, but it wants to be prepared to ensure safety. Senator Lindsey Graham says the Senate has the votes to confirm President Trump's Supreme Court pick before the November 3rd election. The president is expected to announce his pick to fill the late Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg's seat by the end of the week. NBC's Casey Hunt has the details.
Overnight, Senator Lindsey Graham saying Senate Republicans have the votes.
We've got the votes to confirm Justice Ginsburg's replacement before the election. We're going to move forward in the committee.
The Republican senator whose comments from 2016 have gone viral since Ginsburg's death.
If there's a Republican president in 2016 and a vacancy occurs in the last year of the first term, you can say Lindsey Graham said, let's let the next president, whoever it might be, make that nomination.
Now saying the contentious Brett Kavanaugh hearings are what changed his mind.
After Kavanaugh, everything changed with me. They're not going to intimidate me, Mitch McConnell, or anybody else.
So do Republicans have the numbers? Right now, there are 53 Republicans in the Senate and 47 Democrats. With Vice President Mike Pence in position to break a tie, that means 4 Republicans would have to break with their party to prevent President Trump's nominee from winning confirmation.
If a Senate majority over the course of 6 years steals 2 Supreme Court seats using completely contradictory rationales, how could we expect to trust the other side again?
Senators Lisa Murkowski of Alaska and Susan Collins of Maine both breaking ranks with their party, saying whoever is elected on November 3rd should choose the nominee. But it's a tough road for Democrats to find a third, let alone a fourth Republican to change the outcome. Mitt Romney of Utah voted to impeach President Trump and could make his decision as soon as today. Meanwhile, Democrats hanging their hopes on Arizona, where Democrat Mark Kelly is leading Republican Senator Martha McSally in what's technically a special election. If Kelly wins, he would join the Senate in November, cutting the critical number from 4 to 3.
Plans are now in motion to honor Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, the second woman ever to serve when our country's highest court died on Friday at the age of 87. Justice Ginsburg will lie in repose tomorrow and Thursday at the U.S. Supreme Court. The public will not be allowed inside. There's a private service planned inside the court tomorrow. Her casket will be placed under the portico at the top of the court's step for public viewing tomorrow morning. Then on Friday, she'll mark yet another milestone for women. Justice Ginsburg will be the first woman to lie in state at the U.S. Capitol. Next week, she'll be buried in a private service at Arlington National Cemetery alongside her late husband. Today is National Voter Registration Day. Several events will be held throughout the metro Atlanta, encouraging people to register to vote ahead of the general election. So to check your registration status, we want you to head on over to the Georgia Secretary of State's website. The deadline to register is October 5th. And Facebook says it has helped register 2.5 million Americans to vote. This means the social media company is more than halfway to its goal of registering 4 million people. And they hope to make a big push today since it's National Voter Registration Day after all. Right now, they are making a huge effort to increase voter turnout in this very contentious presidential election. And Foot Locker also helping you get registered to have your voice heard this November. The athletic retailer joining forces with Rock the Vote to give voter registration services. You can stop by any Foot Locker in the 2,000 locations in the country starting today to register to vote. And for a list of key dates ahead of the November election, head on over to 11alive.com/vote. Our voter guide gives you a full list of resources to help you secure your vote. Still ahead, folks, looking for some positivity after a long day of working remote. Next, how a local woman is using her art to inspire and put smiles on strangers' faces.
Permit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We
Breaking news right now in Cobb County. We're told a SWAT situation has just come to an end on Kingsley Drive with the suspect in custody. Police have been at At the home all morning long after getting calls about shots fired. Our crew just confirming again with sheriff's deputies helping at the scene that the man is now in custody after our crew heard 3 loud booms. And they're expecting to get an update from the police department, which is leading the investigation, in just a few minutes. We want you to download the 11Alive app right now to get the latest information as soon as it comes in. Since the start of COVID-19, the outdoors has become an escape for many looking to reboot from a day of remote working and virtual learning. Now, one local woman is using the backdrop of a West Side trail to boost others with signs of positivity. Liza Lucas explains.
The next time you're on the Proctor Creek Greenway, take a pause. You might encounter a surprise, a sign, a message your soul needed to hear. Such inspiration found sprinkled along this popular path. Anastasia Fussell and friends taking extra paint and extra time at home to reach others.
For me, this project started out years ago, so I always thought it'd be really cool to do some public art. And, now with COVID and kind of everything that happened, it seemed like a really good time to have some positive messages to put out there to cheer people up.
Her creations tucked into trees, messages blending into the background.
I think a lot of people are kind of reconnecting with nature nowadays. It was a good place to reach them with these little messages of positivity and really hoping to bring a smile to someone's face.
And while some of the art may wander off, this artist doesn't mind.
I'm glad that people are taking them because I'm hoping that, they're taking it home and it brings them joy there as well.
So on the days when life is getting you down, look up. You may see what you need to keep going.
Look up. I love that story so much, Liza. A new exhibit now honors the late Congressman John Lewis. A life-size painting of Lewis hangs in the Smithsonian National Portrait Gallery in the museum's Struggle for Justice exhibit. The painting is placed so that Lewis sees an old friend, former President Barack Obama. Chesley.
Very nice, very nice. Francesca, do you play hopscotch at all?
No. I could try. I heard you challenge me this morning. I got you.
I've been challenging you, Crash Clark, Sheba Russell for a while now, but we're in COVID season, so, I don't know. We have to wait till after COVID season. But hey, if you got plans this afternoon, get out there and play some hopscotch, huh? It's going to be nice enough to do so. And notice that they have on long sleeves. See that? Long sleeves, got the pants on because it's cool on the outside. 73 degrees, your afternoon high temperature today. East breeze at about 8 miles per hour today. Not bad at all. We have the sunshine around. We're going to hold on to it for much of the day. Later on this afternoon and tonight, you'll notice some clouds moving in. You got some high thin clouds down to the south. More of that will take place later tonight, but we're not anticipating any rain today at all. 10 out of a possible 11 on the wazometer. The wazometer is how we rate your weather on a scale from 1 to 11, with 11 being the most perfect day we can have for this time of year. Not quite there. Of course, our average high for this time of year would be 81. We'll be at 73, so well below the average, even though it's a nice reprieve. This is the first day of fall. Came in at 9:31 this morning, and so we're here, folks. Summer's over. Now we're here at fall. We got the football going. We got the cool air, but it won't last. It'll get warm again. You know that. Also, some rain back off to the west of us will eventually make it over here. We've been tracking Beta. It was a tropical storm Beta, made landfall yesterday, or actually last night, about 10 o'clock Central Time, has pushed inland now, but will only go but for so far. Now starting to turn a little bit more toward the northeast. We were tracking it to the northwest, but now we'll be moving up toward the northeast, over toward Louisiana, Mississippi, eventually into the northern parts of Alabama as well. That area of low pressure, not as strong as what it is down here, will spread more so rain our way than the winds, and we'll see that as we head into Thursday and Friday. So the latter half of the work week will bring more rain thanks to Beta. Category 2 hurricane with Teddy continuing to slide further off to the north. Will eventually touch down over toward Halifax and eventually on up into Canada and out to sea, where it will start to dissipate, lose a lot of its tropical characteristics because of the cooler waters up here to the far north. Paulette reformed. Can you believe that? Moving to the east at 14 miles per hour, closer to the Ozarks than the United States, good 335 miles southeast of the Ozarks. We'll meander around couple of days, and then that will dissipate as well. There is an area of interest out there as well, south of the Florida Keys over toward Cuba now. You see this X? We're looking at that. Once it bounces out to the Caribbean Sea and then back up to the north, could form. So over the next 5 days, the National Hurricane Center is looking at whether or not this will become something tropical. Given it a 10% chance right now, if it happens to turn tropical and gets a name, it will become Gamma. All right, and nothing else doesn't form before it. Keep in mind the hurricane season doesn't end until November. We got time on this one. Notice the clouds coming in. Here we are at 7:15. Some high thin clouds making their way in first. Thicker clouds will move in through the overnight going into Wednesday. Wednesday will start you off with mostly cloudy skies and hold on to that for the rest of the day. Even though at times it will look like it's going to rain, they're not expecting the rain to get in here until Thursday. We'll have some scattered showers around, especially for the latter half of the day on Thursday. It will linger into Friday. We got a 50% chance Thursday. Friday, 60% chance for the rain. 76 degrees will be the high temperature. You're looking at 80 for a high on Saturday. A little bit more in the way of sun, but a 40% chance for a couple thunderstorms to be around as we head into the evening. Sunday, we're looking at a 50% chance for the rain. Still close to 80 for your high temperature. In fact, we'll hold on to that 80-degree temperature as we head into Monday, but we'll let go of the rain. Get the rain out of here. So starting off next week, we'll clear it out. But for the end of the week, we've got to deal with the rain.
We'll take that. All right, thanks, Chesley. The pandemic has forced many people to cancel vacation plans. Next, the measures cruise ships are taking to ensure safe travels when they set sail again.
Everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people, or are you doing this to make money, or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11Alive News Prime Time, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday
Cruise lines are still unsure when they'll be able to set sail again, but some companies have new plans for when they do. Let's connect the dots.
The cruise industry is exploring ways to get back on the open water, even as thousands of staff remain trapped on ships where they have been since the pandemic started. Let's connect the dots. The Cruise Line International Association, which reps big names in the industry like Royal Caribbean, Disney, and Carnival, announced there was now a plan for cruise ships to return. The plan includes mandatory testing for everyone, masks, and socially distanced measures. Anyone not agreeing to these measures would now be allowed on board. All U.S. cruises are still on hold under the orders of the CDC. That order expires September 30th, but don't expect to hit the high seas October 1st. Most of the major cruise lines don't plan to return until at least November. And before they can leave a port, they have to prove to the CDC that they have an adequate safety plan. There is another problem. There are almost 10,000 workers still on board cruise ships in just U.S. waters. Globally, that number is close to 300,000. A combination of issues has kept these workers trapped since the pandemic hit. Everything from home countries refusing to let people back in to the cost of arranging travel. This situation has led to lawsuits, protests, and even hunger strikes.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you. We hear you.
Welcome back. Wall Street trying to rebound today from yesterday's sell-off. Stocks fell sharply. Investors contending with a surge on COVID-19 cases in Europe and a lack of progress on another round of stimulus out of Washington. The Dow closing down 509 points. The Nasdaq and S&P both posting their first 4-day losing streak since February. And Coca-Cola's jumping into the hard seltzer market. The company's CEO says the beverage giant plans to enter the market in the first half of next year. It will be Coke's first alcoholic beverage since it sold off its wine business back in the 1980s. White Claw, made by Mike's Hard Lemonade, and Truly, produced by Boston Beer, are the biggest brands in the fast-growing market. Taste it. All right, thanks for watching 11Alive News at noon. Stay safe. Thanks for joining us. I'm Francesca Amaker, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell.